Hello, good day. Trust you are having a wonderful day. Um, I would like to welcome you to another episode of Maths Made Easy. I remain your host, David Samuel. In today's episode, we'll be discussing about an interesting topic titled simultaneous equation. Simultaneous equations. So if I may ask, what is a simultaneous equation? What is a simultaneous equation? Now it's very simple. Now simultaneous equations are two or more equations with two different variables that must be solved together. I'll go again. Simultaneous equations are two or more equations with two different variables that must be solved together. Now, in dealing with simultaneous equations, we have about three good methods that must be used in handling simultaneous equation. Now, namely, we have the substitution method, the elimination method, and the graphical method. Like I said, substitution method, elimination method, and the graphical method. Now, on this episode, we'll be treating substitution method. All right, just give me a minute while I get my whiteboard ready. All right, just a second, please. It will be up shortly. And here we go. Like I said, we are handling simultaneous equation today. So, and like I said, we have three methods in treating simultaneous equation. First, we have the substitution method. The substitution method. We have elimination method. And the graphical method. Now, when you go over to the grade 10, 11, and 12, you might have an additional method, which is the determinant method. But we'll be focusing on these three for now. So, like I said, on today's episode, we'll be dealing with substitution method. Substitution method. Quickly. Now I'm talking about the substitution method. Substitution method. Now, this has to do with substituting an expression or a value in place of the other. Now, when I believe most of us are conversant with all those sporting activities, whereby we see a player being in line to come in for the other person. That's if a leg is tired. If that player is tired, he will be substituted. So now, same also goes to this. Now, in order to get our values for X and Y, we have to make substitutions. Now, for example, if I have this equation, okay, I have X plus Y equals 10. Then I have X minus, beg your pardon, X minus Y equals 2. Now, first of all, thing we have to do here first is to name the equation. We have to name the equation. So that is, we'll call the first equation, that's x plus y equals 10 to be our equation 1. Then the second equation, x minus y equals 2 to be our equation 2. Now, in order to make substitutions, we'll pick from either equations, from any of the equation, either from equation 1 or equation 2. So I think let's pick from equation 1, and we try to make either any of the variable, that is x or y, the subjects, depending on how we want it to be. So now we can see from 1, okay, that is from equation 1. And what is that equation 1? We have x plus y equals 10. Okay, so now we'll make either x or y the subjects. So let's make y the subjects. So that means x will go over across the equality sign. Remember, x is going across the equality sign. It is positive before crossing the equality sign. So when it crosses the equality sign, it will become negative. And if it was negative, when crossing the equality sign, it will become positive. So the sign must change when it crosses the equality sign. So x is crossing over. So therefore, we have y to be equal to 10 minus x. Therefore, we'll name this as our equation 3. All right? So after we've named this to be our equation 3, therefore, we'll substitute the value, we'll substitute equation 3 into equation 2. Remember, we picked from equation 1 to make y the subject. So it is wrong and it is improper to fix it back into equation 1. So therefore, we'll fix it into the unused equation, which is equation 2. So therefore, what is our equation 2? Remember I said we what? Put equation 3 into equation 2. And what is our equation 2 here? We have x minus y equals 2. Now, in place of y, we'll therefore infuse the value of y there, which is 10 minus x. 10 minus x. So therefore, we'll substitute 10 minus x for y. So therefore, we'll have what? X minus 10 minus x, which is equal to 2. Trust you're following. Okay? Now the reason why I put this the value of y into the brackets, it is because there is a negative sign there, and the negative sign must do well to affect the value inside the bracket. Remember, the negative sign is affecting y originally, so definitely it must affect its values. So let's expand. Therefore, when we expand, we'll have x, then we have minus 10. Remember, this minus will go into the bracket, and therefore it will become positive. So we have positive x. Trust we are following. All right. So Now let's evaluate. Now we can see we'll collect like terms. Therefore, we have x plus x. Then therefore, 10 will go across the equality sign to become positive. So therefore, we have 2 plus 10. Now, x plus x will give us 2x. Then 2 plus 10 will therefore yields 12. Now we have a simple equation. Therefore, we'll divide both sides by 2. Now, in dividing both sides by 2, we have what? 2 here, we have 2 here. So 2 will therefore go away with 2. Then therefore we have 2 here, 1, and 2 here is 6. Now therefore the value of x is equal to 6. So you see now we've gotten the value of x to be 6. Now therefore, the next thing we have to do here, we'll either substitute the value of x into equation 3, or we'll substitute it into the original equations, which is either equation 1 or equation 2. Now, in these, we have, we'll say, put the value, pardon please, put the value of x into equation 3. Now, therefore, what's our equation 3? Our equation 3 is what? Y equals 10 minus x. Now, let's go further. Now, what is the value of x? Now, the value of x is 6. So, therefore, we'll substitute 6 for x. So, therefore, we have 10 minus 6. Now, 10 minus 6 will therefore yield 4. Now, as you can see, we've gotten our values. Therefore, the value of x is equal to 6, and the value of y is equal to 4. Now, these are our solutions for the equation, the simultaneous equation, x plus y equals 10, and x minus y equals 2. So, peradventure, if there is any question, you can drop your question at the comment section, and I'll be readily available to respond to your question. So, from me to you, I would like to say bye for now, and I'll see you at the next episode of Maths Made Easy. Remember, I remain your co-host, your host, David Samuel. Bye.